Right, let's go back now to our conversation with Kristin Dunkle, an American epidemiologist based in Cape Town and a Georgia voter. Kristin, just before we lost our communications with you, I was asking about the importance of the state of Georgia. We know that Pennsylvania was a deciding state in the presidential election, but very close on its heels was Georgia. Very close voting taking place there with regards to the presidential candidates. It's also playing a key role in members of the Senate. Is that just coincidence, or is Georgia just such a very important battleground state?
Well, it's interesting. You know, I have lived in all of Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, and most recently Georgia, which is why I vote in Georgia. So I've had the experience of living in a range of battleground states and moving to Georgia before it was a battleground state. Georgia has really been brought into play by a combination of demographic shifts and really brilliant grassroots uprising and mobilization led by activists inside Georgia to fight against voter suppression, get people registered, get them excited, and also to transform the Democratic Party in a way that makes it more closely resemble the people on the ground and the concerns of the people on the ground. So I think that Georgia is an emerging force. I'm delighted by that, and I really hope to see it continue.
So you're also an epidemiologist. How do you feel about the US's handling of the pandemic so far?
I am probably not allowed to unleash a string of obscenities and wailing on your program, so I'll spare you from that. But it's really hard for me to talk about the completely needless deaths of 250,000 Americans because of the obscene mishandling, denial, politicization, refusal to acknowledge science that has happened from the current administration. And so, you know, for me, it was a relief and a joy and a delight to hear last night, or, you know, technically this morning, listening to Joe Biden's acceptance speech when he said that the first thing he intends to do on Monday is to appoint a group of 12 scientists to really set a solid COVID-19 prevention policy in place that he can enact from the word go on the 20th of January next year. And I just pray that people start listening to the incoming administration well before then.
Having seen the handling of the pandemic so far and knowing yourself firsthand what is needed on the ground to try and control numbers, do you think a switch around this late in the game is going to be effective, or is it going to take a long time before a new approach to COVID-19 is going to have serious effects?
Like so many other things about this virus, I think we're going to have to see what happens. I think this is part of why the Senate election in Georgia is so important, because the ability of a new administration to maneuver and to, for example, pass a new COVID-19 relief bill so that people on the ground in the United States who are suffering, who have faced unemployment, who are facing homelessness, can have the relief that they need and have the structural supports that they need is really critical. So, yes, I think that policy makes a huge difference, and I think that the election in Georgia is going to be really important in determining how effective the policies that a new administration can put in place will be. I trust Joe Biden's ability to build coalitions. I trust a Biden-Harris administration to reach out to all of the governors. I trust them to restore the world-class science systems that we have in the United States to a place in policymaking. And, you know, for the rest, scientist that I am, I think we have to throw in a bit of prayer.
Well, thank you very much for speaking to us. That was Kristin Dunkle, an epidemiologist and a Georgia voter.